This is your WWE Survivor Series 2018 pay-per-view review, my overall thoughts. In my opinion, what I honestly thought was a underwhelming show, to be honest with all of you out there. There were probably two matches on the show, maybe three, that I did enjoy watching in some aspect, but everything on the show just felt completely underwhelming. Literally throughout the show, what was obvious, and I've been saying this for so long, for those of you that follow me over the years, you would know I've always been saying this, and the reality is, tonight proved that Smackdown Live is the bitch of the WWE. And it's funny because for so many years, I've been hearing a lot of Mother Flowers say, oh my God, SmackDown's the A show. I bleed blue. We're Team Blue. And tonight, SmackDown got swept. Now, if you really want to be picky with it, if you want to really be that nagging person, you could say that, oh, but SmackDown won the 10-on-10 tag team elimination match on the kickoff show. Yeah, but who really watches the kickoff show here and there? I'll be honest with you guys. I did not watch the kickoff show. I literally left work around 4 p.m. and then I drove to the mall. I wanted to buy a couple things. And as I got to the mall, it literally took me like a half an hour to find parking at the mall. It's Thanksgiving week right now, so Black Friday is coming up literally this Friday. But I tell you this, today the mall felt so hectic with people just going in and shopping. There was lines just to go into certain stores. And today, just being at the mall was just so annoying, but I got the stuff that I wanted, and I didn't leave the mall until like 6:40ish. And then I got home. I got home around 7:11, around there 7:10. So I got home just in time to watch the women's Survivor Series match, the 5-on-5 for the women's, which I thought honestly was a shock that they kicked off the show with that. I mean, to get out of the way, it's fine. But we had, again, Team Raw, which was Mickie James, Nia Jax, Tamina. It was supposed to be Ruby Riott and Natalya, but apparently during the kickoff show, they had a brawl, which caused Alexa Bliss to ban or kick both of them out, and in replacement was Sasha Banks and Bayley. So essentially, the two women that fought on Raw this past Monday for a spot, if you will, and they didn't get the spot because they chose at the end, or Alexa Bliss chose Ruby Riott. Now they get the opportunity to shine. They get the opportunity. By the way, give me your thoughts in the comments below. Your thoughts on Survivor Series 2018 in the comment threads, or if not, let me know on Twitter at HeelSteven. I really want to hear you guys' thoughts on Survivor Series. It's funny because on the podcast, we did, do a giveaway. We started a giveaway contest, and nobody won. So we'll be back with the giveaway contest 4 weeks from now for TLC. And I thought this match, honestly, again, in Team SmackDown, you had Naomi, Carmella, Sonya Deville, Asuka, and it turns out that the person to replace Charlotte was Mandy Rose. And it kind of, expected that, because, again, Mandy Rose a couple weeks ago was upset that she wasn't, part of the team. People were saying, oh, maybe going to be, Shayna Baszler from NXT or Nikki Cross, because, again, Nikki Cross did have her appearance on SmackDown Live a couple weeks ago against Becky Lynch. But I wasn't surprised, to be honest. Kind of felt random, but again, no surprise. I thought the match, for what it was, honestly, it was there. Nothing to go crazy for, like, oh my God, if you will. The eliminations literally were Naomi, who was eliminated by Tamina. To think that both of them at one time were part of Team Bad with Sasha Banks, and now they're both going at it on different sides of the brands, if you will. Tamina was eliminated by Carmella via a schoolgirl. Not surprised there at all. Like, wow, who saw that one coming? Mickie James was eliminated by Mandy Rose. Sliding knee by Sonya Deville, and then Mandy Rose just, I guess, picked up the scraps, if you will. Carmella was eliminated by Bayley belly to belly. Mandy Rose was eliminated by Sasha Banks via bank statement. So it was literally, again, we had Bayley again and Sonya being eliminated via double countout, and it was literally down to Sasha and Nia for Team Raw, and Asuka for Team SmackDown. And for some reason, Nia Jax, who by the way got the biggest amount of boos throughout the show. She was villain number one. Everyone, the moment they put Nia Jax on the frame, oh my god, she was just bombarded with boos. And I get why. And it's funny too because when Nia came out to the ring, she was pointing to her fist. So obviously they're just embracing this shit. They're embracing the fact that she's the one that took out Becky Lynch. She's the one that literally, you know, ruined it for everyone, if you will. And it was at a moment where Nia cost Sasha for to get eliminated, and it caused Asuka to Asuka lock, and then Nia just picked up the scraps and eliminated Asuka. I'll be honest, I wasn't happy with the fact that, oh my god, we beat Asuka, because Asuka's been pinned literally like almost every single time, right? And Nia won. At the same time, as much as again, I didn't agree with Asuka being pinned. I get why they went with Nia, because again, you want to generate that heat. Right now, Nia Jax has this organic heat, and you know what? Embrace it. Embrace it now and work with it. Why the fuck not? Again, Nia Jax is title. Think about it. She's getting a shot at Ronda Rousey, so you want her to go in with momentum. Why the fuck not? And let's see where they go with this. But again, she's been getting booed, and again, they're gonna embrace this shit. And why the fuck would they not embrace this shit? I'm just saying. Okay. From there, we get Seth Rollins versus Shinsuke Nakamura, and I thought honestly the match had a very, very slow start. Honestly, at the beginning of the match, I really wasn't feeling it for some reason. I just really wasn't digging it at first, and then the match was picked up. It picked up. Had a slow pickup, but it picked up, and I got into it. There was a lot of near falls, a lot of good back and forth action here. And maybe it's the fact that these two guys never been in the ring before. I don't recall, when Rollins on the Independence they ever had a match. I don't recall, but they picked it up. There's a moment where again, Rollins hit the Falcon Arrow, the suplex to the Falcon Arrow, and Nakamura kicked out. Nakamura hit a Kinshasa on Rollins, and Rollins got a crazy. It was a crazy near fall. Again, it felt like they were fighting forever almost, but they literally got the crowd literally at the end in the palm of their hands. It could have been anyone's match, and it was all said and done. Rollins hit the curb stomp on Shinsuke Nakamura. We found out that at TLC it's gonna be Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose for the Intercontinental Championship. I'm surprised it's a singles match and not like a ladder match or anything like that, or a tables match. It probably will be. We'll find out in weeks to come. Probably tomorrow during Raw, but we'll see. But again, I thought the match for what it was had a slow start, but it really picked up and ended up being, honestly, a very exciting match. We then get AOP, Akam and Razor, the Raw Tag Team Champions with Drake Maverick versus The Bar. I thought this match was shit. To be honest, this match was crap. Apparently, throughout this match, Enzo Amore decided to make an appearance. Apparently, he bought tickets. He sat in the second row. He was in disguise. And then, I guess he took off his disguise, got up on a chair, started doing the Enzo Amore chant, and WWE security just tackled the shit out of him. Just literally tackled the shit out of him. They kicked him out. And, again, this is the same Enzo Amore within the same week was kicked out of a plane, and now he got kicked out of a WWE event. And it's great. Apparently, the tickets were consensual. So I mean, it's crazy. Whatever. Honestly, it's just Enzo trying to get attention. I think at this point in juncture, apparently he did come out with the new rap song. I didn't listen to it yet. Honestly, I'm not really a fan of Enzo Amore's rap music, but I'll give it a listen just to get a reaction, what have you. But honestly, all this, the way I look at it, it's to get attention. He got the attention, he got the reaction, but at the same time, it's like, what are you doing, bro? What the fuck are you doing? Seriously. The match was, like I said, it was shit. No one really cared. The crowd was kind of dead for this match. It ended literally with the assist of Drake Maverick. Literally, I shit you not, he peed on himself. Drake Maverick peeing on himself on the apron while Big Show is choking him caused a distraction for AOP to pick up the win. Literally, I believe it was one of them. I think it was Razor or Akam. They pinned Cesaro. This match sucked. And again, it's sad that we had to rely on the general manager of 205 Live to pee on himself just so they can get a win. It's first time I see it, but again, it just sucked. It was terrible. We then get Buddy Murphy and Mustafa Ali for the Cruiserweight Championship. To my surprise, this match was on the main pay-per-view card, not the kickoff show. This match proved that, you know what? The Cruiserweight title will no longer be relegated to the fucking pre-show. And I hope that continues. I did say a long time ago that, you know what? The Cruiserweight Championship should be defended, if anything, on TakeOver. I thought that TakeOver crowd will appreciate it. And you know what? This match, I'm going to say it right now, was probably, in my opinion, the match of the night. Hands fucking down. These two guys went out there. They tore it up. Yeah, granted, they've wrestled before on 205 Live. I did see their No Holds Barred, the street fight match they had a couple months ago, which was a very, very good match. There's a moment in this match where they're both on the top rope, and Buddy Murphy just pushed or shoved Mustafa Ali, and Mustafa falls on the barricade. Like, literally back first. Just the visual of that was just fucking insane. Just the stuff they were doing here, the near falls. There's a moment where I want to say Mustafa Ali does a Spanish superfly, whatever it was. Yeah, like the Spanish fly, if you will, right? From the announce table onto the floor. Again, it's just a great visual of that. Again, these two guys went out, they busted their asses, all right? And they had the crowd in the palm of their hand. There's a moment where the crowd was chanting 205. 205. But at the same time, though, they're not going to watch 205 Live. The people that are chanting, they're not going to watch 205 Live. It's not like, again, maybe, just maybe this match will make you want to watch 205 Live on Wednesdays. But at the same time, this is the kind of stuff at the same time where you hope that if they're planning for them to still do 205 Live literally before SmackDown or after SmackDown, right? And air it on Wednesday, to have people stay and give a shit. That's what I hope happens. But at the same time, when it's all said and done, Buddy Murphy did retain the championship. Like I sort of expected. At the same time, the Mustafa Ali, I feel like, is gonna get his moment somewhere down the road. But again, these two guys went out, they tore it up, and again, to me, this was the match of the night, in my opinion, and it delivered in every single aspect. And I want to see more. I really want to see more. It makes me wonder now who's next for Buddy Murphy down on 205 Live. But we'll see. But again, I hope this is just the beginning of the Cruiserweight title when it comes to pay-per-views no longer being defended on the pre-show. We then go on to Team Raw versus Team SmackDown, the 5-on-5 Men's Survivor Series elimination match. You had Team Raw of Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre, Braun Strowman, Finn Balor, and Bobby Lashley. Versus Team SmackDown, The Miz, Shane McMahon, Rey Mysterio, Samoa Joe, and Jeff Hardy. Let's talk about the big shocker of this whole thing. Drew McIntyre eliminating Samoa Joe within the first minute or two of the match that no one saw coming. People were chanting bullshit, rightfully so. It's funny because when Joe came out of the ring, I think it was Mayo Cole that said, Joe said on an interview that with him being on Team SmackDown, SmackDown now is more threatening, but then he gets eliminated by Drew McIntyre within minutes and shit. Again, just all this stuff, just back and forth. I mean, will I say, in my opinion, was this better than the match from last year? Not that much, to be honest, in my opinion. Again, Samoa Joe's eliminated by Drew McIntyre. We had Claymore kick. My bad, 35 seconds. In 35 seconds, he was eliminated. Finn Balor was eliminated by Rey Mysterio with the 619, the Frog Splash. And then Dolph Ziggler was eliminated by Shane McMahon for Coast to Coast. Literally, Shane McMahon did 2 Coast to Coast. And then in the last one, he got attacked by Braun Strowman and shit. It's funny because Miz, throughout this match too, is like he wrestled, but at the same time, he was more like a coach. So he tried to motivate the guys to get in there, whatever. Jeff Hardy from SmackDown was eliminated by Braun Strowman via Power Slam. Rey Mysterio was eliminated via the Power Slam by Braun Strowman. Literally after this, Braun Strowman just went and had his way, right? There's a moment, it was just Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre, and Braun Strowman versus Shane McMahon by himself. And let's be real about it, at that point, you just knew like, it was going to happen. Like, the inevitable was going to happen. And Braun got the win. Like, Braun, again, he gave his word. that he was going to get the win for Raw, be a team player, because again, Braun Strowman, what he wants is a Baron Corbin, and of course, his guaranteed future Universal title match. It will probably take place at TLC. That is, if Brock is scheduled to be at that event, or maybe just maybe at the Royal Rumble. But honestly, again, this match was just, I don't want to say underwhelming, I just didn't care. There were moments, of course, in this match too, where Drew McIntyre and freaking and Braun Strowman went at it too. Even Balor and Drew McIntyre. Well, honestly, what I hope comes out of this is a feud between Drew McIntyre and Finn Balor. That's what I hope happens, right? And at the end of the match, you see Baron Corbin attacking Braun Strowman, and Braun just wanting, again, Baron Corbin out of this shit. That's what he wants, and eventually he'll get it. But again, this match was just whatever, in my honest opinion. From there, we get Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair. Okay. This match, again, I get it. People wanted Becky Lynch, and they played the video, what have you. This was a good match. This is where I felt Survivor Series really picked up at the end. But at the same time, it doesn't change the fact that it was an underwhelming show. Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair, these two women went out there. It was a very crazy back and forth. Just these two women beating the fuck out of each other. The moment where Ronda was actually bleeding from the mouth. Moments also where Ronda would try to lock in the armbar and Charlotte would counter. This is, again, just that crazy back and forth. It's crazy because this was the match that was supposed to be at WrestleMania. And WrestleMania sort of came early. And again, just a crazy back and forth match. There's a moment where Ronda's talking about this is her home, this is her house, but obviously she was getting booed like crazy. And Charlotte hits this crazy spear that she's hit so many times. And Ronda sold it perfectly. This is probably the best performance from Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey, I'll say this, for someone that's been in WWE or in pro wrestling for a short time, she is literally picking it up like that. I gotta give a round of applause. I seriously do. Again, amazing. She's literally picking it up. And who the fuck would have thought someone like Ronda Rousey? When you think about it, right? But again, there's this whole thing, this back and forth. So a moment where again, Charlotte tries to lock in the figure eight. Ronda tries to counter it. Ronda hits the arm bar. Charlotte, again, reaches the ropes. And there's a moment where they're on the outside. And Charlotte just snaps for some reason. And it hits her with kendo sticks multiple times, lacerating Ronda's body, hitting her with steel chairs. She leaves the ring because, again, disqualification, right? And she goes back into the ring. There's a chair literally on the canvas, right? And Charlotte hits a natural selection on Ronda onto the chair. And then she grabs the chair. She struggled with it at first, putting the chair around Ronda's neck and stomps on it. So essentially, with all this, Charlotte snaps. Now, I'll be honest with you guys. A part of me was expecting, this is my opinion, of course, okay? I was expecting the 4 horsewomen of MMA to come out. Jasmine Duke, Marina Shafir, Shayna Baszler to come out, or again in this case also you could have Charlotte, you could have Sasha and Bayley come out. I know Becky wasn't there, but something like that. Now again, just Charlotte doing all this got a major pop. People were chanting, "Thank you, Charlotte." They were even chanting for Becky. And again, you see this look on Charlotte's face where she would just snap, and she's even attacking officials in this whole thing, and they were referencing the fact that how this whole time, Charlotte had been going through self-doubt, losing to Becky multiple times and not wanting to be the team captain for Team Smackdown and being placed in this match. And again, we all see now just seeing Charlotte snap. She'll probably give a reason this Tuesday on SmackDown, but this is my only fear, okay, my only concern with all this too. That we see all this and now they say, oh, you know what? Let's go with Charlotte and Ronda again and not Becky. To me, at WrestleMania, it should be Becky and Ronda. That should be your main event. I'm not saying the main event, but a big profile match, if you will, at WrestleMania. That's what it should be. And I hope it is. But with Charlotte Flair, who knows? Maybe they'll ask Charlotte to do the whole thing. But again, just Charlotte just snapping. Then you see Ronda getting up, not wanting assistance, and they're just booing her. They're just booing the hell out of Ronda at the Staples Center in LA. And the look in Ronda's face just says it all. Like, she looked disappointed. She looked like everyone let her down, right? And I wrote this thing on Twitter. It was like when you finally realize the dark side of pro wrestling. Got like almost 33 likes and a couple retweets and shit like that. And again, it is true though. But we'll see where all this goes. We then get the main event. We get the main event of the evening. We get Brock Lesnar, the Universal Champion, versus Daniel Bryan, the WWE Champion. And I gotta tell you this right now. You know, there was so much concern for Daniel Bryan. Again, Bryan's injuries, what have you, and the fact that he's wrestling Brock, right? You already knew going in that Daniel Bryan was gonna get ragdolled by Brock Lesnar. And there were moments where, at the beginning of the match, where Bryan was playing mind games with Brock, and he left the ring, running around, trying to get Brock to chase him. And then Brock caught him, and then threw multiple German suplexes on Daniel Bryan, right? And I ain't gonna lie, when he hit the German suplex, I'm like, oh God, please don't break your neck. Please be careful. There was a moment where his elbow, and I've seen this before from Bryan, where he gets cuts on his elbows very, very easily. And it just felt like a one-sided beatdown. And it felt boring. There's a moment where they're chanting, same old shit, same old shit, same old shit. And Brock didn't give a fuck. And then eventually Bryan, you know, got his comeback through kicks, hit the low blow, hit the running knee. Everyone thought there was a near fall, myself included. Again, Bryan got his moments in the match as well. Don't get me wrong. But let's be real about it, though. They were just prolonging the inevitable until Brock finally got the win. But again, Bryan put up a fight at the end because, again, you want Bryan to have his moments here. Granted, this was a match that was supposed to happen 4 years ago at SummerSlam. Granted, you know, I guarantee you it would have been a better match 4 years ago because it would have been a healthier Daniel Bryan. Not now. Let's be real about it. As much as I love Daniel Bryan, an amazing performer, this is injury-prone Bryan. Sorry to say it, but it's true. Just imagine how it would have been. Just imagine how it would have been 4 years ago. That being said, though, Bryan did lock in the yes lock, started throwing fists like this, these stiff punches on Brock, and again tried to lock it in. And eventually, Brock hit the F5 for the 1-2-3, and Brock won, like I expected. Again, the match itself was again a one-sided beatdown that became a very, very exciting match, to say the least. And at the end of it, right, like Brock and Paul are leaving, and Bryan's just laying there with a smile on his face. So it's like, in a way, we saw American Dragon Daniel Bryan, Bryan Danielson from Ring of Honor almost. The crazy, you're going to get your fucking head kicked in Bryan. And I hope we see more of that. I really, really do. Because I guarantee you, going into TLC, it'll probably Bryan and AJ for the championship. I know Styles do a rematch, so why the fuck not? But we'll see where things go. And of course with Brock, is probably him and Braun. I'm surprised that Braun didn't come out and attack Brock Lesnar or something like that at the end of the whole thing. But again, in my opinion, Survivor Series 2018 felt like kind of underwhelming. I get what people will say, oh, this was a good show. This was a fun show. It is what it is. You're entitled to your opinion. But the fact that it was just a one-sided beatdown from Raw to SmackDown, it proved my point again that SmackDown Live always was and always will be the bitch of the WWE. Hands fucking down. But if there's any match that I'll say go out of your way to watch, it's Mustafa Ali versus Buddy Murphy for the Cruiserweight Championship. And I guess if you want to go watch Ronda and Charlotte and Brock and Bryan for what it was, go out of your way and watch it. It may be Nakamura and Rollins, but it is what it is. As always, motherfuckers, give me your thoughts down below in the comments below this video. Your thoughts on Survivor Series 2018. If you like the show or not, follow me on Twitter at HeelSteven. If you're new to the channel, make sure you are subbed to this channel. We're almost at 1,750. We're trying to get to 1,800. Let's get there. Hopefully, we're at 2K before the year ends. Can we do that? Let's see. All right. And again, if you're new to the channel, hit the sub button. Follow me on Twitter at HeelSteven. Thank you all for watching. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Until next time on The Flowers, it's me. It's Steve. It is wrestling and whatever. Peace out, Mother Flowers.